I'm young, I'm 25, I'm still learning all this, like, emotional intelligence and stuff, and I feel like, definitely over the past year, I've grown a lot. Something that I do is I kind of, like I live with my mom right now, and I kind of preface, I'm like, "I've had a long day, mom.
Yeah.
I wanna veg out in my room. I don't want you to ask me questions." And I try to say it in a most respectful way, but I'm like, I don't wanna go off on my mom. I love my mom. So I have to,
Yeah.
like, tell her, like, "I've had a long day. I am tired, and I know you wanna chit chat. I'm not in a chit chatty mood. Like, I'm not gonna be a person that you wanna chit chat with right now." So
Mm-hmm.
I've found that kind of leading with and just being really honest with yourself and honest with that person, like, "I'm not myself today.
Mm.
Everything is irritating me. The sound of you chewing is irritating me. Like, the sound of your feet walking on the ground is irritating me, and I need to separate myself from the situation before I react
You're so
in a
cute.
way where I'm not keeping my composure," which is what
That's
today's
Mm.
episode.
You are so right. I will tell you yesterday, I don't know if this is the first time that this ever came to my brain. And at 54, you think it would have come sooner than this. But my daughter, who I told you works and is working with family, got going through all this. When she left for work, she was happy, doing well. And then, 8 hours later, she comes in the door. She looks awful. And, I had a lot to say. I wanted there were things to catch up on that we talked about earlier, whatnot. And I could sense it. Wow. And I could see it on her face. She was exhausted. And I was like, Marianne, when you come home, look at the past, 20 years with you and your kids where you've come home and they've all like happy to see mom and come flooding where you were just like, and I think about that. That's because I was a little hurt because she responded so kind of curt to me. And I was like, remember all those times where you came home feeling like that, and you needed to just kind of diffuse and let down. I think if you do recognize that you need to do that, that you need that alone time for just a little bit, go change your clothes, get something to, get a little hot cocoa or whatever it is, whatever you drink, get settled down and kind of veg a little bit and then just recognize, okay, I'm ready to get back at my relationships and work
Mm-hmm.
with everybody else.
Mhm.
Kids need to know from their parents that is something that can occur. You need to do that
Wow.
office too. So
Yeah.
if you're having a rough time or whatnot, I do that with my staff sometimes. I'm like, okay, it's one of those days, guys. And they're like, okay, that's it. We'll avoid no
Yeah.
problem for what,
Yeah.
but just communicating,
Yeah.
communication is always key with
I
everything.
love that. I love that. And I would say the way you do that with your mom, I'm hoping she's able to do that with you. And the
Right.
way you and Dr. Pinkston, your employer, and
Mhm.
also even with younger kids, I just learned something from you, Abigail. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to do that with my kids, like teaching them it's okay for me to have time alone, and it's okay for you to have time alone. And we
Mhm.
don't have, and they in learning boundaries and
Day,
you
look at
know
my head nodding. Do
yes, because
this.
I
That's
don't think
so
that
great.
that's something that I know for me as a mom, like, can I do that? Can I can I
Yes,
say I need some time?
yes, you can.
you
That
You
know
is
so
totally
I
can.
that
yeah.
is so healthy, and I never did that with my children, and
Mm,
I would have. And
okay.
so that is absolutely important. I think and this is another, kind of gender slant for everything, that women are very bad about that, about communicating that we have needs to, and we have,
Overextending
oh
ourselves.
my goodness. And so, I
Mm-hmm.
call it the superwoman syndrome. And so you really need to learn how to do that. And if you can do that, if you both can do that at your age, you're going to save yourself 30 years of pain. Let me tell you, it's wonderful.